you remember when Shay and Blue nearly broke YouTube because they just spammed their advert in front of every single fragrance video? Or was it just me? I don't know. Anyway, I pretty much wrote the company off at that point, I must say, because they just annoyed the hell out of me. So that advertising campaign really didn't work. But recently at Christmas, I received a Shay and Blue fragrance from Santa. So let's find out what I think to it. Word to your mother, my name's Steve, this channel is Frax Twitches. Thank you for tuning in. So, most of you know by now, if you follow me at all on this channel, I love the note of mandarin. It's mandarin, orange, blood orange, that kind of juicy orange accord. I just really enjoy it. It resonates with me. I don't know why, always have. It's manifested in two fragrances in particular. Again, most of you will know this, but I love Clinique Happy for Men. This is just beautiful, great cheapy, quite synthetic, but just smells so good, so fresh, so clean, and it makes me happy. It's so well named. I also love Mercedes-Benz cologne, i.e. Dior Homme cologne. So that's basically exactly what this smells like. Actually outperforms it a little bit, and it's a lot cheaper. So, God, such a good fragrance. So when it comes to the fragrance that we're talking about today, I was really intrigued by this, and it's kind of been on my wish list for a while, but for whatever reason I didn't want to pull the trigger because it was a blind buy and I wasn't so sure, and it's potentially quite good value but potentially not. So yeah, I wasn't sure about this one, so I was quite pleased when Santa got it for me for Christmas. So the fragrance I'm obviously talking about is Blood Oranges from Shay and Blue. Now this has been on my list for a while, as I say, so I was sort of quite pleased to kind of not have to pay my own money for it. Although we do have a joint account, so strictly speaking I did kind of pay for it, but anyway, doesn't matter. So yeah, I was pleased with this, and you know what, first impressions were really good. So I wore this on Boxing Day because I'd already picked my scent of the day for Christmas. I've got it sprayed on my arm, and yeah, it smells nice, I really like it. So I already knew what the note breakdown was. So basically at the top you've got blood oranges, not surprisingly. In the mids there's Napa leather, and in the base there's kind of amber. There's some woods, I think, burnt woods I think they say, and musk. Now what you get in the opening is this lovely, very natural smelling orange, and it's a really juicy, earthy, organic orange bit. But basically what I'm trying to get at is it smells just like you're chopping oranges. It smells just really good, really natural orange smell. So if you love, like me, you like mandarin, blood orange type smell, you will love the smell of that. It's just a really nice, clean, juicy, pithy, fleshy orange. That's what I get. Within about 5 minutes, so quite quickly, the leather starts coming through. Now I'm not a leather connoisseur, apart from when we go to that particular club on the weekends. But apart from that, I'm not. But they list this as Napa leather, and I do kind of get that, because from smelling different fragrances, I know that I recognise leather in this. It's not a kind of like a suede type leather. It's not like a Tuscany sort of leather that you'll get in Tuscan leather and ombre leather, etc. So though I wouldn't have just named it as a Napa leather, it does smell different to those. So it makes sense to me that it is a Napa leather and not a Tuscany leather, etc. And that does come through, and it's not all encompassing. The leather works quite nicely with the orange. It kind of gives it a bit of kind of backbone, a bit of kind of oomph to it, so it's just not this citrus accord. And it kind of, yeah, it sort of makes it a bit more manly and gives it a bit more kind of, a bit more oomph really, a bit of kind of strength behind that sort of orangey accord. Now to me, the fragrance doesn't develop that much more, if I'm honest. So once it kind of fully dries down, it softens up a touch. I get, obviously it's on my arm, that's why I'm smelling it. I get the sort of burnt woods that they list. I kind of get this sort of, I think they say charred woods, and it is kind of got this very subtle kind of smokiness that goes with that leather quite well, and then also sort of complements the oranges. So those sort of things do come together quite well. I don't get that much musk, if I'm honest, and I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. So the fragrance itself is really nice. As I say, it's got this manly oomph to it from the leather and that sort of charred wood kind of effect. And I think there's a bit of a double-edged sword with regards to not getting much musk, because part of me would like a bit more of a musk kind of softening approach, maybe like an ambroxan, just to make it a bit more mass appealing. But then you're just going to end up smelling just like Clinique and Mercedes-Benz cologne. So in many ways, what's the point? Obviously they've done something different and it does kind of work. So I kind of respect that. But it just makes it not quite as mass appealing. I think this would definitely be more divisive than those other two fragrances, because I think some people might not get it. They might just kind of think you're smelling of oranges. So they might think you smell like a shampoo or something, I don't know, but I think they might just, and they'll either like that or not. Where the other fragrances have got some sort of fresh cleanness going on, so I think it's not all about just that orange mandarin accord, where this pretty much is really, there's not kind of too much else there. So I think this is going to be a lot more divisive than those other fragrances, but in many ways that is a good thing. It kind of separates it out. It's not mass appealing, crowd pleaser. It's a little bit more artistic and a little bit more niche. Performance wise, I'd already seen that this doesn't get kind of great reviews on the performance side of things. On my skin, it's okay. It's not awful, it's not bad, but it's certainly not good. It smells, it's very noticeable for kind of like the first hour or so, probably about the first hour. And then it seems to rein in quite hard and it becomes very much a skin scent. And it doesn't really project at all. So after 4 or 5 hours, I could smell it on my skin, but very much a skin scent. So the reality is you're gonna have to top up at lunchtime. But they do these nice kind of sized bottles actually. I'd recommend these sizes. These seem the best value for money, and they're a lot more kind of portable, etc. And you could take them to work, but we're not going into work at the minute, etc. So yeah, these are kind of really quite a nice size, I think. So yeah, so performance is okay. I think it's acceptable, to be honest, but yeah, certainly not great. So where am I at with this fragrance then? Well, I like it. I do really like it. I don't like it as much as Clinique Happy or Mercedes-Benz Cologne, probably just because I'm a basic bitch. But I do genuinely like it, and I'm really pleased that I've got it. I'm happy to kind of own and wear this, but I don't think it quite falls into the love category for me. But I am really impressed with it as a fragrance and as a blend. It smells just very natural, very well blended, and very good quality. So above all else, I'm a lot more intrigued now by the house of Shay and Blue. I would like to try more of their fragrances based on this one, because I'm impressed by it. I'm impressed by the blend and the quality. So I'd like to try more. So do comment down below. Let me know, what should I be trying from this house? Which ones should I avoid? Which ones work for you? Which one you don't like, etc. I'd like to kind of have some recommendations. I think they do some sort of sample packs. So I might sort of try and get some of those and sort of decide which ones I like. So yeah, in summary, I like this fragrance. I don't normally give scores, but I'd probably give it like a sort of 7 to 8 out of 10, 7.5, shall we say, out of 10. I do like it. It's not a love, but more than anything, I'm really pleased that I've discovered the house, because I'm quite impressed with the quality from Shay and Blue. Thank you for watching. As always, I do really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe and all that shit, and I will see you for the next video. Take care, much love.